Welcome back to Orange Nation. Artist of the day is Huey Lewis in the News. Jacob's Ladder went number 1 today. This is the song. All right, everybody loves Syracuse basketball. It's the best drama in town. And we've got assistant coach Alan Griffin on the phone with us. Alan, how are you today?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good. Let's first things first. I want to bring up something that nobody's talked about. Let's talk about that Wake Forest game at the end of the year. It kind of like slipped under the rug, you know. Just maybe you can just break down what happened at the end of the game. We know Coach Boeheim said that you guys were running a play for Jesse, I believe, and maybe you could just walk people through what happened at the end of the game.
Yeah, so coming out of the timeout, we set up a play to get Jess the ball, and if not, I think it was Benny could drive it because he was playing so well, and obviously it didn't work that way. The ball ended up in Joe's hands, and he took a shot, and obviously they came down. And the one thing was our defense was almost 75% set and at that position, which was okay, it should be good, but it just one of our forwards was a little bit low. And off that pass, he just made the shot. But you got to give Wake a lot of credit to bounce back and play and change up and adjust. And it just was one of those things where, again, we were right there to win it. We had so many games like that this year, but with a young team. So, again, kudos to Wake.
Griff, what's it like as a coach to watch a player like Benny Williams? Is it frustrating? Are you happy with the way that went at the end of the season, where you see the potential and how do you get that out of him every game?
I thought Benny played some of his best basketball down the stretch with the Wake Forest being the best game of his career. So obviously he's gotten better, and we can't, look at the way you got to look at the way he's being coached. He was coached, throughout the years, and I thought, Coach tried, some things to motivate him, and some things that didn't motivate him. But again, at the end of the day, he's gotten better. He was better. He was shooting the ball. He shot the ball at a high level for him this year, and I think with skill development this spring and summer, he can come back a really, really good three-point shooter and a lot more skilled around the basket. All
right, another thing that's happened since we last talked to you is Coach Boeheim's retirement. Maybe you could give us a few words on what Coach meant to you.
Oh, wow. Coach meant everything to me. He gave me my first opportunity in college basketball. And every time outside of, the university, if I had to call him for a recommendation or anything, he was always there. He was, he created a family environment for us. And I mean, us former players and current players. And, wherever you see a former player or a current player anywhere in the world, it's like we went to school together. And that's a testament to what Coach Boeheim has brought and has done over his 47 years here at the university. He taught me how to be charitable, and he just taught me so many things, and I really appreciate working with him. It was a dream come true for me.
You had a pretty tumultuous career at Syracuse. You lost your starting job. There was no transfer portal then, but how did he keep you, driven in that situation?
Well, I think a lot of it was me being self-motivated and believing in myself first and foremost. But, secondly, I chose Syracuse University because first and foremost, I love the university. I love going to school here. It changed my life drastically, and I had to take that into account. But then also the opportunities that was in the future, and I had to trust Coach and trust myself. And once I did that, there was no way I was leaving here.
Coach Griffin, so now we move on to the here and now with Coach Autry as the head coach. A word he used a lot in his press conferences in the past week or so is versatile. I'm curious, what does that mean to you, and what kind of maybe game plan changes or even you talking about? What stuff has happened in the first week or so that this has been official? What kind of changes could you see, and what does versatile really mean for you guys?
I think being versatile is being able to play multiple things and being good at it, and that's on both ends of the court. And then playing certain lineups that you haven't seen, and hopefully being successful with it. So again, it's being different, and that's what we're trying to hang our hat on here moving forward.
Before I get into some roster questions for you, let's talk about Red, and what's he like as a coach, and what has your friendship with him been like?
Yeah, my friendship with Coach Autry has been it started probably 15 years ago, or maybe more. He was an AAU coach. We first met when he was still playing, and I was trying to decide to play or whatever. And we played against each other in one of the gyms in New York City, and from that day forward, we've been really close. And when I was at Dayton and all the schools, we would obviously keep in contact. Just been a great dude to me. Been very solid, been consistent. I think the great thing I can say about AJ, Coach Autry is that he's always been consistent with me. So that's the best thing that I can say in terms of who he was to me. But then moving forward as a basketball coach, I think he's knowledgeable. He's played at the highest level. He's coached at the highest level. He's been to 2 Final Fours. He's coached numerous recruited NBA players. I went to a trip with him to where did we go? Oh man, I forgot where we went to, but Greece. We went to Greece, and I watched it firsthand. Him run his own program. We had 2 weeks. We had not even a week to practice. We went over for a week, and he did a great job. I think we won all our games, and he did a phenomenal job with the team. So he's well prepared and ready to make his mark with his program.
The big news today, J.J. Starling saying he's transferring to Syracuse. What kind of player is he? And you guys, I'm sure, got to see a lot of him with him being a local kid.
Paul, I don't know if I can I comment on JJ, because I don't know if I can. Or
okay,
I
don't want to put you in a bad spot.
So I don't want to, but yeah, the transfer portal has been very good to us thus far.
All right, fair enough, Coach. Another thing moving forward is players on your current roster right now. Is the goal to maintain this whole roster as it is?
Yeah, definitely. When you look at our season and the amount of games that we lost, close games, and the youth of our team, if you can bring back and all those guys played and they had experience in big games, I mean, that's just going to be, better for your team and your program. So I think the best thing, we definitely want to retain as much as we can. But, obviously there's going to be guys that might leave. And, one is John Bowl, who put his name in the transfer portal, who we wish nothing but the best. He's one of my favorite guys on the team. And it could be more. So, you just never know nowadays. And you just, you got to be able to move forward, but also, too, you definitely wish those kids nothing but the best. And once orange, always orange.
The guy you work with the closest, he had his senior day, but any word on Jesse? And, is there an effort to try and keep him in the program?
Nope. But is there an effort? Yeah, definitely. That's not even a question. Yeah. I mean, but, obviously, you gotta, we gotta sit down with Jesse and his family here in the, near future, sooner than later, and we definitely have to put a plan together, because hopefully, if he comes back, we don't want him to come back the same player, which is good. We want him to be better than what he was this year, and that'll be a very, very good basketball player. So. We just got to wait and see.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. Always great talking to you.
You're welcome.
You keep your Yankees healthy, for God's sakes.
You know what? But you know what? The crazy thing is, you opened up the call with me, and you said that the Syracuse drama. It's not the Syracuse drama. It's a great time to be in Syracuse because we got to celebrate a legend who just passed the torch down to one of his former players and coaches, and it's a good time. Like, it's not the drama. All right, Paulie? It's no drama. It's the good time. It's a great time. It's new. It's a new era, and we got to celebrate that.
You're right.
Because it's a good thing, you know?
Yeah, Griff, you're right. I got to be more positive.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Paulie.
All right. I'll talk to you. Yeah. All right. It was nice working with you guys. When we come back,
You tried.
When we come back, we'll talk to Jamie Shaw, National Recruiting Analyst for On3 Sports.
You tried.
ESPN Radio Syracuse, Utica Roman, QSportsTalk.com.
Apex Entertainment in Destiny, USA